Hello, and welcome back to the Universe Podcast. I'm your host, Teagan Elliott, and today I am joined by special guest, Cesca. Okay, the reason we're laughing is her name is Francesca.
Yep.
But she goes by Cesca.
I do. I decided to reinvent myself when I went to university.
Is that how that went?
Well, no, I think Francesca has about 100 different nicknames. I've been called pretty much everything under the sun, it feels like. But
Yeah.
Cesca was something I wanted to,
Okay,
wanted to
well, because I
try.
see all of the uni roster stuff, like whenever people take attendance, it says Cesca.
It's because you can put in a fun little nickname on your little profile.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, I could just put in Teags. I was like, isn't that cute? But then I was like, wait. I was like, is it going to say, like...
They might think that's your actual name.
That'd be like, if the professor would be like, Teags? I mean, like, that would be really strange. Yeah. Wait, do you want to tell the people, like, where you're from?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm from the Midlands, so
Okay.
Leicestershire specifically, so... Yeah, Leicester's my nearest town, but I don't live there. I live in the countryside.
Yeah. She lives, so, like, for Americans, like, the Midlands is, like, the middle of England. Because people say if they're
it's
from the north,
bang in the middle of England.
or they're from the south, or they're from the Midlands.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, you're a Midlands girly. And you've been a lot out in Nottingham, which I haven't been to yet, but I do want to go to for a night out.
Would recommend, wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I don't know why it's good. It just is. Honestly, I think everyone seems to agree.
Okay. Yeah. Well, because now I've been to Newcastle, I've been to Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
I liked both. Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay, so you also, have you been on like a night out like in London, like properly?
Yes, I have. We went to Heaven, which is, it's like a famous gay bar in London. They had like this drag event thing on as well.
That sounds really fun.
It was just, everyone there, I think everyone really went for it. Like everyone was dressed up. Like it was more of like a proper like event, whereas when I go out in York, everyone's kind of like wearing trousers and like no one dresses up like quite as much, but I want to go to Bawley Ballerson, if you've heard of it. It's basically a club that's in like a massive ball pit in it, and basically you just get drunk and act like a kid with your friends.
Okay, wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, there's one in Edinburgh as well. What do you mean? I mean, okay, my ideal night would be, there's like kid like play areas inside where it's like loads of different tiers and like climbing and you have to like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
okay.
like a big cage full of like levels and
yeah. Kind of like
that, but
Chuck E.
drunk.
Cheese.
Okay, yeah, it's probably the same.
Do you guys
thing.
not have Chuck E. Cheese here?
No.
Oh.
But I know what you mean, and
Okay,
I reckon it's the same.
Well, like, and do your fast food restaurants here? Do they have ones where it's like so like a Mackey's, for example, or like a McDonald's?
Yep.
Do they have ones where they'll have like a little play area for like kids to?
No. I mean, not that I've ever
Well,
witnessed.
so the thing you're talking about where you'll have like the different levels and like the things like that, they have stuff like that in America, like at the fast food places. So like it's like not all of them, but they're like it's for kids to be able to like play and run around. So then the parents can kind of just like chill and just like watch their kid as they're eating. And
It's
like,
kind of sad though, because sometimes they have like age limits on this. So if you're like if you're above 12 or something,
Oh,
maybe above 5, I don't know. You're not supposed to go on.
I mean, you could just kind of sneak in there. Yeah. Okay, well, I also wanted to ask you a lot about your summer. Mm-hmm. Because you were in France. So where'd you go in the summer?
Well, I did a fair bit of travelling. Every single summer since GCSEs, so since the past, I don't know, 3 or so years, I've tried to make my summer like the best summer ever. And every year I've done it, so it has to be like even better every time. So I always try to go to as many countries as I can, which means I have to work a lot. But that's okay. This summer I spent 3 weeks in France. That was a family holiday. That was not a friend's holiday. The south of France, which is beautiful, and if I had to live anywhere else, it would probably be there.
Okay, I haven't been. I went to Paris, and then...
I've not been to Paris, actually, but I would love to go. It's on my list.
So are you French then? Like, do you know French or anything?
I am not French, but I do speak French. I'm not fluent, I wouldn't say, but I've spoken it most of my life.
Okay.
Yep.
I did not know this about you. This is interesting. Yeah. So, like, where did you go in the south of France? Like, did you go to the beach? Did you?
Yeah. Well,
and then, like, favorite food? Like, I want to know all the tea about your trip.
Okay. So we drove, which one time we used to drive a lot to France. It's like a 10-hour drive in total to the south. So now we stop off. We do 3 mini stops, so we kind of see the whole of France from the north to the south. So I used to run. I was into running a lot over summer, and it was 35 degrees most days, but I would still run, and I think actually it was better in the warmth. But I used to run down to the village, and there was this creperie there, and it was incredible. They had
This is so main character
it was a crepe,
of you.
but it had like burrata on. It was like, I think it was like Italian.
Oh,
like,
that
burrata,
sounds good.
Like Parma ham. I don't know, maybe like some pine nuts or something.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It was delicious. Like I can't describe, but I'm not doing it justice. But trust me.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, this is giving very, like you went on a run, and then you stopped here.
Yeah. They was very much main character of me. I was being indulgent that day.
Okay. Well, I mean, when I was in Paris, I mean, I obviously had, I did get, a croissant. And I got,
wow.
Adventurous. I also got escargot.
I saw it on your Instagram or something. How did you find that experience?
I mean, I've already had it before, but just not, in France. So I was like, might as well. And I got French onion soup. I like it. Yeah.
Did you have onion soup?
I also had French onion soup, and because when I travel, I'm a big foodie. I'm a
that's the best part.
Yeah.
It varies so much from the countries you have to do.
I mean, for some people, it's trying to go on hikes in all the places they go. For me, it's the food.
Oh yeah.
So so then I also did the super rich hot chocolate where it's like that.
It's basically just melted chocolate.
Yeah. It was really rich, but really good. Really good. I had some French wine. I had a little crepe from how they have little crepe stands.
Yeah.
And then so I got it with the Nutella and it was quite lovely.
Have you ever been to Portugal?
No.
Well, there's this famous. It's called. Oh my gosh, what's it called? It's a famous It's like a mini custard tart. It's called. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. It's this famous Portuguese dessert thing.
Oh wait, I think they have these at Nando's as well.
Nata, something nata. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being very
okay.
But it's like tortas nata or something like that. It's like a Portuguese tart, and it is absolutely divine. I was in Portugal with my friend this summer, and if you're gonna try anything in Europe, if they have it warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like if you have a warm chocolate chip cookie.
I mean, anything warm is better because it makes it more flavorful.
Although, okay. I went to Salvo's this past weekend, and I for the first time ever I got a VK bucket.
Why?
As I guess I wanted to lose my VK bucket virginity. I mean, what can I say? I don't know. I was like,
because it was
really hot inside, and so this is when you're saying everything tastes better hot. This is when I was just craving something.
Alcohol is not better hot, obviously,
unless it's a hot sake.
A what?
A sake. That's
yeah. Okay, I've not had those, but I know what it is.
Those are good.
And red wine, possibly, but no, anything else has to be mulled wine. Extremely chilled.
Well, yeah, so that's why I was craving just something cold. So I got a bucket, and I carried my little bucket around.
Like an actual bucket. Well, so was it full of the actual liquid or full of the bottles?
Oh, so what they do is I think they put in a bottle's worth or 2 bottles worth, and then 2 shots of blue corkies or whatever it's called.
Yeah, okay.
And then ice, and it's just cold, and then they give you 5 or 6 straws. And
did you share, or were they all?
Yeah, we were all just sharing. I was like,
how hygienic.
Remember the days of COVID? Yeah, we were all just sharing this big bucket, and we were all just sipping. It was great. Cute. And then obviously I had to take the Be Real and #Be Fake,
of course.
with the bucket, and it was lovely. I definitely recommend getting the bucket. I see your sunglasses, and that's reminding me. I wore these because I wanted to be Valentine's-y, cute outfit. So I wore a red top, trying to be Valentine's. Yep. And then I had heart-shaped white sunnies.
Okay.
Which were actually my sister's. Yeah, they're gone.
No. Yeah.
I had them when I
to all of us.
and then I went to a different club after that was open later.
Did you see someone buying them?
and then I remember suddenly they were just gone, and then when I was trying to when I started going home, I was like, wait, where are the sunnies? They're just gone.
Oh no.
I know.
Was it? Yeah. When I went to Revs, and the same thing happened to me. My cherished pair of sunglasses that my sister also gave to me. I felt them being ripped off of my scalp, so I turned around and the person was nowhere to be seen. So the thief is still out there.
I hate that.
It was really upsetting, actually. Why? Just why?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, I remember on one night out here, a little story time. Shout out Abby. We were in Leeds for Halloween, and there was this guy and his friend. They were wearing these cowboy hats, and she kept stealing people's hats and shit on the night out. And so when we were at Mackey's, his friend, she was standing, she was pretty gone, and I wasn't. I was fine. So I heard his friend saying he was pissed because she was literally standing there in front of him wearing 3 hats, and one of them was his, and he was really he was fit to be tied. He was rarely angry. And I was just like, okay. Like, I had to, like, coyly get it back from her without annoying her, but to, like, give it back to him. And then, yeah, he was fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Have you... Okay, so you went Leeds recently, and I really wanted to go.
Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't.
Good time.
So, how was it? Because I've never done the whole, like, late train back thing.
Well, it wasn't actually that late in the end. But I've done it a few times now. It's only, half an hour on the train. So, and I actually personally think, if you're going out, the journey is the fun part. Like, the journey on the train, drinking on the train, like, having a chat, maybe, like, playing a game or something. That is the best part of the night, in my opinion. Like, it makes the experience. Obviously, going to the club is fun, but it's the whole thing in it. Like, especially with people that you don't know quite so well. It's just nice to, like, have that interaction. It's like an adventure.
Yeah. Okay.
Once we got there, we went to Fruity Friday, which I know is like a Marmite vibe. It's like very much love or hate. But I loved it. It was just great.
Okay. See, I would think that I would hate getting the train back after your night out, because then, like, you go through the whole train journey, you get home, and then, like, you're at the train station, you're like, okay, now from here, I have to continue and get home. And, like...
Yeah. It takes time, it does. We had to Uber to the train station, get the train, Uber again, and then we had to get the bus. So, no, we didn't. We had to Uber all the way back. Yeah, so we ended up spending, I don't know, a ludicrous amount of money. But in my opinion, it was a good night. So no regrets.
Was your Uber £20?
Probably not. Mine, in total, it would have been. It was 24 in total.
Mine, one way, I just got ripped off. But part of me wonders if it was so much because I think we didn't leave till, like, 4 or 3:30.
Yeah, but
that's
still,
really late.
I feel like you should have waited a little bit and then seen it.
Well, I didn't know how much it was until then because my friend called it for me.
Course, yeah.
And then she, in my little recap, told me that I was like, oh, well.
You've been scammed.
I was like, let me transfer that to you. Tear my eye. Okay. Yeah, it's because I was like, oh, I actually didn't spend that much because again, the great drink prices of Salvos. I was like,
you jinxed yourself over there. You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well, and then I hadn't spent that much, and then and then I had £20 more. I was like, ouch.
Stings a bit.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I guess that's just like a coffee shop outing I won't go to 3 different times or something. I don't know. Like I try to like pay it back in my head.
Yeah.
Or like, do you ever, when you buy something, you're like, oh, that's like 3 club entries. Is that worth 3 club entries? Like in my head, that's how I value things.
I don't value my things by club entries, no. But if I buy like a new jumper and it costs like £10 or a dress, it's £10. I think, well, I'm going to wear this more than £10. That's like £1 a wear. I think that's a good deal for me.
Yeah. Well, I used to do it by the amount of boba. I'd be like, oh, like me do, because like before community, like I would do it in bobas, and I'd be like, oh, my boba was $5. So I was like, that's So when I would buy things, I'd be like, oh, that's 10 bobas. That's expensive. Oh no, there was this American that I know here. I'm not gonna like say names or anything. It's not like a bad story or anything. Okay. But it was just like we were on like a film shoot and one of her like crew members accidentally broke a glass.
Right.
And it was at her friend's kitchen that we were shooting in. And she was really upset that the glass was broken, obviously, because like her friend was letting her use her kitchen, and now we broke her stuff. And like, but I remember someone was just like, oh yeah, it'll probably just be like, if you buy a new one, like what, 25p or something. And then she was just like, she in her head heard 25p and calculated it as like pounds, like peanut pounds. So she was like, oh, I guess that's what, like $30 in America. And I was like, honey, like, no. I was like, trust, like, that's not $30. That's like 30 cents.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine.
If my friend broke a 30p glass, I would not be asking them to buy me a new one.
Well, no, like, the girl wasn't there. She was just, like, stressed for her, like, thinking about it, yeah. But filming-wise, so are you thinking of any fun locations? Because we have second-year films coming up for all the people that are unaware of our filming situation. Since we do the same course, we both, everyone in second year films their own and makes their own film. You direct, write, produce everything for it. You just need to find crew, and it's like 3 weeks of everyone in our year. How many people are in our year?
90.
Like 90? So we, all of us, collectively have 3 straight weeks of just helping everyone out on their films. Where we have no lectures or anything, but we're all trying to find like some cool locations if we can to up our film. So do you have any fun locations in mind?
No. Mine is just being filmed in my student house.
Honestly, though,
I only need a student house. I feel like the story itself is quite powerful, and it doesn't rely on a flashy location, which, you know, I'm sure many stories like, you know,
Yeah.
go hand in hand, but for me it wasn't necessary. And also it would have been so much extra hassle. Initially my idea was pitched in a busy cafe. I just thought logistically that would have been horrendous.
A lot of extras.
It would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considering I can't even get like 1 or 2 actors, getting a whole cafe full would have been just an impossible task.
No, getting actors has been really, really rough.
That's the struggle. No, it's getting 3 actors that is the issue.
Yeah, so I know people on our course that they posted their casting call to like an actor's Facebook chat.
Yep.
And there was this guy, and obviously it's a student film, so we would say in the thing like, oh, student film, we can't actually pay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a budget of £100, and all that is going to go to like food for the crew.
Yeah.
For your 3 days of shooting. Yeah. This guy in the comment section like kind of attacked her. He was like, how can you do this? How can you expect to not pay actors? This is so stupid. You guys shouldn't be able to do this, blah blah blah. And like everything she'd post in different group chats, he'd like he'd find
the thing
her.
Is, everyone's doing it. Why was he attacking? I posted plenty of stuff and I didn't get any negative feedback.
Oh. If anyone wants to act in my film, let me know. If you're free, March
and me.
3rd
If you're
to 6th.
a male aged between 40 and 55, or between 16 and 22, please do let me know.
Yeah. So we're big foodies when we travel. But what's like your favorite place in New York for like a good pizza or a good coffee? Like, I feel like
so I have explored many brunch places. Brunch has been okay. So for brunch, there's many. I do love Driftin' as a staple. I feel like Driftin', you know what you're getting. It's like a staple breakfast. If you want American pancakes, go to Robinson's. If you want like Dutch pancakes, like the flat ones, go to Double Dutch Pancake House, divine. And also for lunch, go to Naked Deli. You know, it's next to M&S.
Yes,
that place has my heart and soul. It's gorgeous.
I've never been in.
Go, I'll take you. We'll go.
Okay.
And for dinner, Ipfu, which is like a Japanese restaurant, wonderful. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, you and I are probably going to be going sometime, maybe tomorrow, because we have work to do.
We do. We've been roped in.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, for people that are, like, interested in film production or that want to, or just, like, they want to know, like, how it works, there's so many, like, logistics and planning that go into your script, like a script breakdown, where we saw a video, like, this, you get up all these different colored highlighters, and you have to highlight, like all the props, all the setting things.
Every single sound that's made.
Every sound that's made. And then also every, like, if you say, oh, a character put something in the pocket, that's something that you need to speak with costume about, because you need to make sure that the outfit that costume's making will have a pocket for them to put it. And, like, it's very, very detail-oriented. Yeah. So if anyone's interested in filmmaking, York has a really good program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or live TV studio stuff, because that's also a very big part of our course.
Okay, well, here's the thing. So I remember initially when we all started doing the course, I was just interested in the film and
Me
not
too.
the TV.
I didn't realize this was such a big aspect.
Yeah, no, and I remember also knowing, like, hearing, I mean, like, TV is a dying industry, at least in America. Like, here it seems to be more popular still. Like, a lot of, like, live, like, shows, studio live shows are still really popular here.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people in America I know that, like, are, I mean, at least a lot of people I know in America, I'm speaking from my experience, are getting rid of cable. Like, I don't have cable anymore because you have all the streaming services.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think it is dying, but the 2 generations above us, I think, are still very much reliant on the news, the breakfast show, you know, all those kind of things, like talk shows like This Morning.
And it's so interesting how, like, all the cameras and everything, like, I was watching now Seinfeld the other night, and as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I wonder what camera repo that camera just did. Like, I ruined it for myself.
Have been, altered. Even films, though. I can't watch films anymore and enjoy them, you know.
Do you know how often I hear films and then, like, I'm listening to the audio? Like, okay, I was watching, I don't want to, like, ruin this for people, but I was watching New Moon. And you know the scene where Bella is yelling at Jacob in the rain?
Yeah.
And she was like, Jacob! Like, yeah, and then he was like, no, like, I promise I wouldn't hurt you. Like, this is me keeping that promise. And then, like, leaves and stuff. And she's, like, yelling at him in the rain. I was like, think about that. That all had to be done ADR because it's pouring rain. You can't have mics.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I was like, so I was listening to it and I was like,
I mean,
and I kept hearing it as, like, you would see, like, the slightest thing where the audio didn't match up with what the mouth.
Really?
Like, ever so slightly on Jacob. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I can never unsee that.
Exposed.
So guys, like, I was shook. I wonder if there is a way though, like, to have like, maybe they've got like waterproof mics or something that they could use.
Yeah, they must have something.
Yeah.
I do think that being a film student, there's a few hard things. One of the hardest things, other than apparently everyone in the industry just wants to die. The other hard thing is living with people who do not appreciate good films. Because my housemates, I love them, but they watch so much crap. Like, there's just, stuff that would be rated maybe like 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, stuff that barely even scrapes the barrel. Like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Like, the acting is horrendous. The script is corny. There's, no.
Have you heard of
painful.
Letterboxd?
Yep.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, Letterboxd is just like an app where you just add all of your friends on there, and then you guys like post what films you have like recently watched or whatever, and you write a review for it and you rate it. So now I think it's spreading out to like non-film people. Then like they're trying to be funny, so they're gonna write like a really shit movie, like a high rating or something. And now it's messing with the ratings. I'm like, oh no. It feels like, you have siblings, yes?
I do have a sister.
Okay. So would you ever, like, when you guys did you ever have like a Wii, or like you'd play video games or something together?
Yeah, sort of.
Because I would hate when my sisters would choose like my character, and I was like, no, like, you're gonna mess up my high score.
Yeah.
Pick your own character. It feels like it's giving that.
Yeah. It's getting that energy.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask, okay, so concert wise, have you ever been to like a festival?
Yes.
Yes.
Many
You seem like a
times.
festival girly. Perfect. I wanted to ask you about like, I haven't been to one in the UK. So how does this whole like camping thing, like, what
my
is
days.
this?
Well, I would describe it as chaos.
Okay.
Like, sheer mess.
Perfect. Okay.
In a good way, in the best way imaginable. Yeah. Oh, nice little ambulance.
Hope everyone's okay.
You know what? You'd probably be hearing those sounds at festival. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. So it
So
actually will
it's
add to the
actually
ambiance.
atmospheric,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
In the UK, I don't know. I went to the Leeds Festival a couple of times, which I wouldn't it's not romanticized at all. It's grim, but it's like so fun. I was in a camp with people that I never really met before, but my best friend, her boyfriend, and kind of all his friends. So that was great though, because I got to meet so many people I didn't know before, and it rained the whole first day. So we bought this like a marquee, I don't know, like a marquee thing, and then we all just like sheltered under this tiny space, and we all like piled on top of each other, and it was very much a bonding experience. And after that, it was like the weather was fine, so it was just chaotic. And we were there from Wednesday until I think possibly Monday. We bought the early bird, so we were there a long, long time, and it starts to get quite dirty after a while.
Yeah.
But the music obviously is always, it's social and it's music. What more could you want?
Yeah.
But on the last day, there's always like raves in the evening, and on the last night, when everyone's going home the next day, people will start setting fire to tents. Like, tents are on fire. People like drag tents into the mosh pit. Basically everything just gets burnt to a crisp. We came back and our entire camp had been burnt to a crisp. Like, we were walking back from one of the artists, I think it was like Arctic Monkeys or something. In the distance, we could see like smoke. And I was like, haha, well, if that's our camp. It was our camp that was in fact in flames.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we got there, and the security were there with these two boys, because somehow 16-year-old boys are allowed into festivals, which is, I don't love that idea, but they had obviously set fire to everything. So that was an experience.
Wait, so did all your stuff just burn?
Yeah, so they set fire to the marquee, and then all the chairs and everything around it. So we'd already packed our bags, I think, because we were going home. So my stuff, apart from whatever was in the marquee, so probably not a lot, was fine.
Okay.
So that was a lucky escape, but
damn.
yeah, it was a close call.
So where'd y'all sleep that night?
Well, we were going home. We were driving home that night to beat the traffic on the Monday morning. So it was actually okay for us. But
that's really crazy. That's
I mean, it's a common occurrence. They say that someone dies every year, I think, but there's 250,000 people will go over the course of the time. So.
England.
Yep.
Woo.
All the fun.
Yeah. So who's been like your favorite artist that you've seen at these festivals?
Oh, okay. So this is a couple of years ago. The Wombats.
Okay.
The Wombats were amazing. Loved that. Who else did I see that I liked? Halsey, actually, because I had a massive Halsey phase when I was in high school. I kind of grew out of it slightly, and then I watched her perform at Leeds, and she was breathtaking. She really put her all into it.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. So I'm a big Halsey fan. I think she was in like my top 5 of.
Were you in her Badlands phase? Which sort of Halsey stage for you?
That's kind of when I found out about her and stuff, like from friends and stuff. And then I was into it, but I went to go see her do Hopeless Fountain Kingdom.
Yeah, I
Seattle.
saw that tour.
That was really good. And then her most recent album, if I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. Is that the title
Possibly.
of the album?
I'm not sure.
I'm a bad fan. Basically, with my sister, when her she made a film encompassing the album. So in this film, she had all the songs from the album play. So think of it as like a really long music video.
Okay.
It's like an hour-long music video with
so
all
like the
songs.
Beyonce's Lemonade one. But...
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we went. So I took my sister to go see it in the cinema, and it was mostly women in the audience. Okay.
Yeah.
And
makes sense. So in line.
We are sat next to the one man in the entire cinema, and there's so much nudity in this film, and just everything's just out, and especially in America, I will say there's nudity on TV and stuff like in cinemas. It's a bigger deal than it is here. I for the first time just watched what's that show you guys have where someone's
Naked Attraction.
That one.
Yep.
And you see,
it's graphic. It really is.
You see everything, and I was thinking when people talked about the show, I was like, okay, but they're gonna blur things.
No, no. It's also close-ups. That person on camera too is really getting those shots.
Yeah, I was really shook by this.
When I first watched it, I didn't expect it to be like that.
No.
To be fair, but I think I just got accustomed to it pretty quickly. Not that I watch it regularly, but
yeah,
I've watched it a couple times.
Well, but then the thing is with the Halsey thing, yeah. So then I was just sitting next to this one man, the entire place, and I was like, I hope he doesn't do anything creepy or weird, and then I'm it was fine.
Good.
But yeah, no, point is about Halsey is so I just love her, and I know that this summer she was headlining Reading Festival, so my housemates went, and
it's the same. Leeds and Reading are the same.
Okay, so was she in Leeds this summer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, damn! I'm so jealous. She's gonna be headlining at Primavera, which is I think it's in Barcelona and Madrid in the spring, and it's this big music festival. We could go. We could go.
Wait, it's nearly spring though. How soon is it?
It's in May.
Gosh, maybe it's on a holiday.
We should see if it's on a weekend, and she's gonna be there. Okay, it's Halsey, Depeche Mode, a bunch of other artists, but the main one I cared about was Halsey.
Yep.
So I'm blanking on all of the others.
Okay, I'll look into this.
Yeah. Anyway, so other than your stuff getting burned to a crisp,
yeah.
Okay, how often then, if there are people that are let in that are 16, how often do 16-year-olds kiss people and tell them that they're 18?
No, I don't. Festival is not really a kissy kind of place. I mean, obviously there are and the day events. Obviously, it's daytime. I don't really think people. It's a mosh pit. You're not going to be getting off with someone in a mosh pit. It's not really. You're either kind of chilling out or you're in the crowd. So. At night, there are raves, but I think people definitely do sleep together. That's definitely but I don't know if, kissing, just that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know personally.
Okay,
I didn't kiss anyone that was 16, so...
Well, I did hear a story
that I know of.
I'm not going to, call out names, but, someone I know did kiss someone.
Well, the problem was,
they were 16 and they
on the first night, we went to a rave, and it's called... I don't know what it's called, but it's in, almost it's in a forest, almost in a mini valley in this forest, and it's a massive DJ set, and it's a rave. And they were saying, oh yeah, calling out all these events, and then they were like, oh yeah, here's to the, I don't know, A-level students, and we were like, yeah, well, you're not A-levels, whatever, here's to the, I don't know, graduates, blah, 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 and then it said, here's to the GCSEs, people who've just done their exams, and everyone was like, yeah, I was thinking, how many people have just done their GCSEs, they've got to be 16 years old, I was like, oh, and the amount of people that screamed, I think everyone just went silent, oh, so there would have been a fair few, and you can tell, because, when, boys or girls have never been allowed out of the house before, and they're suddenly, in a festival, they're just running wild. We were camped next to a few of them, and it was...
Damn. I haven't been to a rave, but I want to go to one.
Yeah.
So, let me know if there's ever like a rave going on there.
I mean, I only really go to rave
in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I got my way to go to one, but a festival is kind of part of the experience.
Well, here's the thing is like in Seattle, there's like one club that lets in students, like not students, that lets in people that are 18, because a lot of clubs are 21 plus, right? But so you can be 18 and go, but then you're not allowed to drink.
How bizarre!
How bizarre!
It's so weird how you can drive at 15 or something, but
yeah, I got my license at 16, and now I can go home this summer in America and have a drink.
Wow.
Crazy.
You're so old.
I've never had a drink before. This is gonna be like a foreign experience to me. Yeah, not like all the time on this podcast. No. I feel like drinking comes up like every episode because it's such like a big part of the uni culture, especially in England.
Yeah, definitely.
But maybe I'll like try and stop talking about drinking on the podcast. Change it up. Find something new to talk about. Not make it my personality. Otherwise I'll become like...
You're 30, but like, crap. Wine mum.
Concerning. Oh no. Okay. Well, Fran, it has been lovely having you on the podcast today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Before this, we even had like a little dinner and everything. It was super cute. So yeah, I like doing this. This was fun.
It was great.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. And thank you for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can find us anywhere podcasts can be found, that being Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever, all the places. And we will see you next Thursday. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.